welcome to Combat Thoughts. I'm Robbie.
I'm Lee.
And I'm Alex.
We're going to take a deeper look at the culture and philosophy behind martial arts. How are you feeling about Polaris?
Good. Feeling confident, feeling good, sharp. Been working on some different stuff at the minute, so hopefully I'll be able to show some of the different stuff I've been working on. Because last time it was like I was getting just called off leg locks all the time because I was playing guard. But I've been working on a lot more. When I started off, I was just like doing a lot of leg locks as I was with Lloyd Cooper. We do a lot of leg locks, obviously. But then as I've got sharper with that, I've now progressed onto like different stuff what people aren't seeing as much. People just say, "Oh, he's just a leg locker and stuff." But nowadays I actually like to play on top. I like to play on top if I can. If I can't get anything going, but yeah.
So was that an active decision from last time? Because obviously you were a bit frustrated at it afterwards.
Yeah. There's a few things that just like you go there to like engage and like try and do something, don't you? And I just felt a lot of the time if you did engage, it was more like just stopping me from what I want to do instead of trying to progress himself. So I was just like, it's no good, is it? Just doing like just stopping someone from doing what they're doing. You have to, if you want to win, you have to be progressing yourself. So I didn't feel like he was there to like actually go for the win as much, but it happens. It does happen. It does. Sometimes you focus on what they're doing too much instead of doing what you want to do yourself. So that's what I felt was happening anyway.
Yeah, of course. So can you give us any tips on the changes you've made to change that round, or is this a surprise for the night?
Yeah, well, I don't mind. I think because I've fought Jack before, and I know him. I watch him a lot. Anyway, he's a good competitor. So I know his guard's as good as anyone's. If you know what I mean. He's got a very tricky guard. So I can see, but he does work on top as well. Now I've seen him fight on top. So if he does pull guard, I would be looking to try and pass his guard a lot. He's got a tricky guard to try and get past. So I'll be focused on trying to pass his guard, hopefully take the back. That will be the plan. I don't mind saying that either. It's not like just going to be a double guard pull and then fighting for leg locks. So
get on his back and choke him out. That's the plan.
Yeah, that is the plan. Try and pass his guard, show it can be passed.
Hey, it's a strategy that's worked for years and years. No reason you can't employ it now.
No change.
What's your preparation for competitions like this? In the sense that, I mean, do you have a proper camp for Polaris? How do things work?
Not as such. I can't have like a camp as such because I'm not as lucky as a lot of people. I do have to, like, a lot of people do work and train and stuff, but so it's like a lot of the time I'm having to, like now I'm like I have to wait an hour and a half at goal after work just to train, get some good training and stuff, because like where I'm from, the level there's some good guys, some good gyms and stuff, but like for the actual preparation of like competition of getting like good guy after good guy, it's like it's hard to get where I'm from, so it is a bit draining, but it's worth it on the night.
So you travel a bit further than you normally train at?
Yeah, so like I have to travel at least over an hour to just get some like good training and stuff like that. So it's a few times a week after work. It does get tiring after a while at the end of the week. But we've got some good guys. So we've been training hard, doing some extra cardio, stuff like that, just to make sure we can push the whole 10 minutes. Instead of it hopefully not being like a 3-minute burst and then you're gassed and you're on bottom trying to get in mold. So the plan is just to keep the cardio up for the next few weeks and just hard rounds. No, there's not a lot you can learn or tweak in your last few weeks anyway. If you're realistic, there isn't anything new as such you can learn and then pick it up really quick to like put straight into your game. It takes practice on it. It's not an easy thing to learn. So it's just mainly the hard rounds and cardio, really.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think
Pushing.
I feel like it's quite topical at the moment with strength conditioning for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
The fact that finally I feel like people are moving away from the you don't need any physical
No,
attributes.
that is such a lie. That's why you see, I'm not saying like a lot, like all the professionals, you see them, they're not just in the gyms doing hard rounds and drilling and stuff like that. They're in the gym, they're in the gym actually working on the physical side of stuff as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not, you do need both. Like without both, then you will get like beat. Someone's more technical than you, they're going to out technically. But if someone's got really good cardio and they can just keep pushing you and pushing you, but they're not as good, eventually they will burn you out. Do you know what I mean? So you need to have both. It's
Of
not
course,
just
yeah.
like one or the other.
Yeah, and I feel like it's I feel like oddly enough it's an attitude that's only really died in the past couple of years and moved away from the strength doesn't matter thing. But hey, everyone's the professionals all seem to be doing the proper strength conditioning now. So
Yeah, that's what it is. They're not stupid. They know you need the strength as well. It is good. Obviously, you need the technique, but it does take you a long way having a bit of strength behind you as well.
so talk to me about your approach for Polaris specifically. I mean, do you because obviously show competition and open competition is a little bit different, or do you treat it the same way? Do you come in and roll the same, or
Well, yeah, well, I don't. It's very rare. I will actually do it like a go to a comp. Like so, it's like I just like my invitationals and like one-off matches if I can get them instead of like going to a comp. So I'm not really into points and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of people out there, especially that's why I came away from the gi. I used it in my early days. I just did all gi for the first 2 years, and then I started getting a bit frustrated at the fact that people would aim for advantages and stuff like that, and then for the rest of the match, you just get stalled out and stuff. So it was like my fault for obviously not pushing myself, but like a lot of people do hold off just for points. They'll get the points and then that'll be it. They'll just try and stall you out and stuff instead of actually like me and Jack, we're gonna have a good match because we both aim for submission. We're not there to just try and get a good position and then like get a sweep, try and like hold a position if you pass and stuff like that. You're looking to progress all the time. You're trying to get that finish. You don't want to be. Whereas I feel like in point competition, a lot of people are happy with just getting a few points sometimes, and then that'll get them through because it's all about how you look on the top of the podium, not how you've actually done. Sometimes that's the difference between good competitors and like just average competitors. I think like all good competitors look for that submission. Like you see that on like some of the good guys that are on Polaris and stuff like that. Even though it's no point based, they're aiming for submission. But even when they go into competition, it's like look at like people like O'Flanagan, Ash Williams. There was 10 matches there at this weekend.
yes?
Nine submissions out of 10. You know what I mean? That's good competitors. They're in like they're not there just to try and stall them out after there's points involved. So that's the difference between like the two, I think, for me anyway.
Yeah, I've always felt like Polaris, on the face of it, has this attitude of like just go out there and go for it, like fuck the risks, try your
Yeah,
best.
that was my problem in competition. Sometimes I used to be submission hunting, but then I'd give up like 2 points from a sweep or something. Do you know what I mean? So then it used to frustrate me. So that's why I came away from like trying to do them as much. But you have to be more like technical sometimes. You know, like go into that mindset of look, you do need to worry about the points. So it's something that I don't really enjoy as much. I like to just do jiu-jitsu like I do in the gym. You know what I mean? Just like you're not thinking about the points. You're just there to try and get the submission all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what are your big goals in jiu-jitsu? Because obviously, it's not winning or any open at all.
No, at the minute it's changed a little compared to what it was, say like just before COVID. Before COVID, I was aiming to try and strive to get to that, to obviously go do the trials and stuff like that. But at the minute, as I've been working so much at the minute, so it's like it's kind of like tapered off a little bit for now. But that is the goal at the end, because I'm still only young. I'm only like mid-20s. Do you know what I mean? There's people that are going into the 30s that have just won the trials and stuff like that. It's not something that's died. But I think I know myself. I've still got I've got like a long way to go before I know I'm physically ready to go and give it a good shot. Do you know what I mean? Because there's people that have been training for years, and then they're training all day, every day, not all day, every day, but like a few times a day and stuff like that. So it's like I know where I need to get to again. It's like I went away and did to the camp at the ADC 2019. I was at some big gyms in America there, like at Atos and stuff like that. I just seen it, like just training how they're training, but they're doing that day in, day out, all the way through the year nearly. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot. There's some really good guys out there that are just above the rest at the minute. So there's a big difference. But I know where I am, and I know what I need to do to get back to that, working my way up the ladder again. So hopefully, getting like this, it's like Jack's really good. He's up there and stuff like that. He did some good stuff at the trials, and is going to be one who's going to be striving to get to the ADCC at some point. So hopefully this will give me the push again to get back to it.
But ultimately, ADCC is the goal.
That is everyone. I think
it's everyone's goal.
75% of people who do jiu-jitsu competitively, at least who do it no-gi, everyone wants ADCC. And if they're just gi, then obviously that's the other 25%.
Yeah, no problem at all. One bit you mentioned there, you mentioned you're working a lot at the moment. Got to wonder, like, how do you find balancing? Because obviously a lot of, some people manage to do this as their job essentially, while others of us have to work a day job alongside the same thing. How do you find that kind of balance?
There's a lot of people, it's like Lloyd, it's like I look up to Lloyd a lot because he's a guy who's the same as me. He works miles away, he's got a family and stuff like that, and he's still at that top level. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just sat here in the boat. There's so many of us that like Jack, and we all have to work to provide and stuff like that. So like it's sometimes it depends on, like, I think the location is key for a lot of the things. So like there's good guys in good areas. Do you know what I mean? So they can get a good gym, and then it helps. And I've obviously been a good competitor and good coach. Whereas like there's like Ross's gym, like Ross has got a new gym. He's got a big gym because he's good at teaching. So a lot of people go there. So it makes it nice and like a lot easier than some, like with us, we're at like in Goole, it's in the middle of nowhere. Like Lloyd's really good at teaching, but he's out the way. So like you don't have as many people, like you can get 50 to 100 people on the mat in big cities and stuff like that. Whereas us, it's like everyone does travel to come here and stuff. So it's a lot different.
But it's worth it if everyone's traveling a lot.
Yeah.
If a lot of people are traveling a long way for it.
That's what it is. And it's just, but in, like I say, with people in London, there's so many gyms to choose from. You all have that. Everyone looks at it differently. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it depends what you want to do, doesn't it? Like, someone's good at no gi more, you'll go to that gym. If it's a gi gym, they'll go to somewhere else. You know what I mean? It all depends on like what you actually strive for in jiu-jitsu. Like, some people are just like hobbyists. They're not as too bothered, are they? Like the older hobbyists and stuff like that. They're just there to learn jiu-jitsu and stuff. Whereas if you're a competitor, you go to the one that's everyone's like competitors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I always think there's a big differentiator with people who are really taking charge of their training, that they do seem to always go a long way out of their way to find the best. Like people.
That's the difference. Yeah, that is the big difference. Where a lot of people do travel a lot. Like even if you're traveling like across London or something, it's not just 5 minutes most of the time. People are traveling straight after work. Then you're training for a few hours, and then you're traveling all the way home. By the time you get to the end of the night, your night's gone. You know what I mean? It is a very committed thing. to do. And if you want to get to that level or be at that level, you do that stuff. I mean, it's not just given to you, is it? You have to go out your way and put in the extra miles sometimes.
Absolutely,
yeah. Depends how much you want it.
Yeah, that's true. And what else should we be expecting from you for the next, well, maybe for this year or the of the start of next? Have you got a lot lined up? Anything exciting?
No, I've got nothing else lined up so far. I was actually pretty shocked to be on this Polaris. If I'm honest, I was after having some time out before the last Polaris, and then obviously I got pushed on. Like, I got my name out there for the last Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh shit, I need to get training hard again. Like, cause I like to like have a little like relax a bit more and stuff like that. So I was like, oh. So then after all that, I was like pretty tired with work and training all the time, and I was like, oh, I can have a month of relaxing a bit now. And Lloyd messaged me again saying, then Lloyd messaged me again just saying, so are we having, do you want Jack's here then on the next one? I was like, oh God, I was just looking forward to like resting my body. Straight back in it again, but it's something. Has it gone off? No, it's not gone off. It's something you can never turn down. Polaris, like when I first started and stuff like that, and then when I turned to Nogi, when I started coming to Lloyd's, it was just like a dream kind of thing. Not like you know where you just think, oh, look at all the best people on that show. Like, that's where everyone wants to be on. Like that, like Grapple Fest and Polaris, like the two biggest in Europe. And then the next minute, I'm on them both. I'm like, shit. Like how have I got on here? Like, that's what I think. So I just think, yeah, I've got on this. How have I winged this?
Well, mate, you're getting invited back to them, so you're doing something right. Yeah. That's all I'll say.
That's a good thing. That is the good thing. That's the thing. I like to, as long as I'm trying to get the submission, I don't mind losing matches as long as it's not by like being boring. I'd rather lose not being boring than like the last match. I was frustrated because I tried even coming up and stuff, like coming up for wrestling to try and force him to engage a bit more and stuff, like wrestling, and he like still couldn't get anything going as such because it was just like backing out. But I should have also took the opportunities when I had good opportunities. When I watched it back, I thought you make mistakes where you don't see it as much in your match. So it wasn't just down to, it was down to me as well. But it's hopefully I'll correct my changes and hopefully there'll be a submission.
Absolutely. Well, man, look, not being afraid to lose to put on a show, I think that's what they're looking for. I think that's what they're looking for in shows like Polaris and Grapple Fest. I think that's why you probably keep coming back to them. So hopefully for the next one, you'll be back to it.
Yeah. Well, hoping so. It should be a good match to watch for sure.
Nice one.
Wherever it ends up, hopefully by submission, other than leg locks, because me and Jack both have good leg locks, but we also have a different game that people don't see as much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what are you anticipating being the big challenges from Jack?
Pardon, say that again. Sorry.
What are you expecting to be the big challenges from him?
He like I'm sitting with his likes going to his guillotine is like his what do you call it, from close guard, the rubber guard. He likes going to rubber guard a lot. He's very good with his rubber guard, and so I'm hopefully the way I'm going to be passing will be avoiding that area anyway. So then, other than that, leg locks. Last time I fought him at ADCC about 2019, it was like a technical back and forth, trying to pummeling and stuff like that. So, but that's the good thing. It's like a lot of people who don't do leg locks will always back out of leg locks and stuff and just run. instead of like trying to pass off leg locks and take the back off leg locks. Do you know what I mean? So we're both like savvy to leg locks. So either way, whoever's attacking, they'll be countering instead of like just trying to run.
Yeah,
and trying to like use it as an advantage.
It's probably why you've matched up if you're sure
Yeah.
to engage each other and put on an exciting match.
Yeah, that is what they're after instead of it just being like a tit for tat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, man, I'm sure it'll be a tremendous match. Definitely be watching it. But if we want to round it out there, that's fair. Unless there's anything else you want to touch on before we go.
No, everything's all good. I've actually it's just in time for training. Just
solid.
So
perfect timing then.
So
well, look, Ollie, best of luck. We're watching it. Yeah.
Good hopefully luck. You'll enjoy. Hopefully it's match of the night.
Absolutely. No worries. Cheers, Ollie. Bye.